فاتح صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد. سوچتا ہوں کہ عابد کا حال کیا ہوگا، اسیر ہو کے وہ جب شام میں گیا سوچتا ہوں. سنا ہے شام میں جاتے ہی خون رونے لگا، نہ جان اس وقت کیا کہا ہوگا، گلے کے طوق نے عابد کو کیا جھکانا تھا، وہ اپنے کو لال ڈھونڈتا ہوگا، وہ ظلم دیکھے ہیں سجاد نے حسین کے بعد، مجھے یقین ہے کہ اب تک بھی رو رہا ہوگا. جو غور کیجے تو عابد بشر نہیں لگتا، میرے خیال میں دکھ درد کا خدا ہوگا، یہ سوچتا ہوں. فاتحہ. صلوات بر محمد و آل محمد. اللہم صلی علی محمد. بیمار کربلا کی مصیبت ہے آشکار، بیمار کربلا کی مصیبت ہے آشکار، صابر کے یادگار کا ہے صبر یادگار، بے کس کی ایک جان تھی اور آفت ہزار، واقعات غربت سجاد بے شمار، واقعات غربت سجاد بے شمار، کرتے تھے ضبط ظالموں کے اشتہار میں، کیا کیا نہ دل پہ جب سارا ہے شام میں، سلام کا ہوا تھرایا آسمان، غریب گور غریبا پہ نوحہ بدر کی لاش پہ سجاد ناتوان، سوچے ہوئے وہ پاؤں وہ زنجیر کا نشان، سوجے ہوئے وہ پاؤں وہ زنجیر کا نشان، کپڑے سیاہ ماتم میں شہ کی دلیل تھے، چھپے ہوئے دروں کے نیل تھے، اجڑا ہوا مدینہ تھا اس گل سے باغبان، سب کربلا میں بجھ گئے باقی تھا ایک چراغ، آل نبی کے نام سے جلتا تھا بددماغ، چاہا دل بطول کو دیکھ تازہ داغ، جنت میں جا چکی ہے نانی حسین کے، باقی نہ رہنے پائے نشانی حسین کی، شوبر کی طرح زہر حلاہل دیا گیا، سامنے سے جاں بلب ہوئے بیمار کربلا، ہائے ہائے جواب دینے لگے شہ کے دست و پا، سوکھی ہوئی رگوں میں تشنج ہوا سوا، کیوں عابد مریض کا دشمن حشام تھا، نشی کو حق کی عبادت سے کام تھا، آیا پسینہ موت کا تھرایا جسم زار، جا کر ملا بدر سے وہ بے کس کا یادگار، دل کو تھا ہجر اکبر و اصغر کا ناگوار، وہ بے ریاض خلد میں کرتے تھے انتظار، راہی ہوا حجاز سے رنج فراق میں، جو اپنے قافلے سے چھٹا تھا عراق میں، میت کے غسل کا ہوا جس وقت انتظار، روئے سروں کو پیٹ کے ماتم نشی تمام، اہل بزم سینہ زنی کا ہے یہ مکان، کیسا تھا بعد مرگ تنے لاغر ایمان، وہ دل فراش تو کے گلوگیر کا نشان، زخم بیڑیوں کے وہ زنجیر کا نشان، وہ دل فراش تو کے گلوگیر کا نشان، زخم بیڑیوں کے وہ زنجیر کا نشان، بیمار کربلا کے
بر محمد آل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی۔ میں بانی اعضا وجی بھائی اور جعفری سینٹر کے منتظمین کا شکر گزار ہوں، اس عبادت میں شامل کیا، اپنے محدود وقت میں سلام کے اشعار پیش کر رہا ہوں۔ ایک بیدار صلوات بھیج دیں تو میں کلام کا آغاز کروں۔ بآواز بلند نعرہ صلوات عکس حسین پڑھتے ہی شاہکار ہو گئے، عکس حسین پڑھتے ہی شاہکار ہو گئے، کچھ جانثار آہنی دیوار ہو گئے، کچھ جانثار آہنی دیوار ہو گئے، بے ساختہ جو میں نے کہا یا علی مدد، مل کے جواب دیجیے گا حیدری، بے ساختہ جو میں نے کہا یا علی مدد، 12 امام میرے مددگار ہو گئے، بے ساختہ جو میں نے کہا یا علی مدد، 12 امام میرے مددگار ہو گئے، عباس با وفا کے علم کو اٹھا کے ہم، عباس با وفا کے علم کو اٹھا کے ہم، وہ عزت ملی کے علمدار ہو گئے، سرکار حیدری، عباس با وفا کے علم کو اٹھا کے ہم، وہ عزت ملی کے علمدار ہو گئے، جھولے میں جب تلک رہے اصغر رہے مگر، جھولے میں جب تلک رہے اصغر رہے مگر، میدان میں جا کے حیدر کرار ہو گئے، میدان میں جا کے حیدر کرار ہو گئے، یہ خون کا اثر تھا کہ زینب کے دونوں لال، کرب و بلا میں جعفر تیار ہو گئے، شام غریباں یہ بھی بتانے کو آئی تھی، شام غریباں یہ بھی بتانے کو آئی تھی، سجاد اب اسیروں کے سالار ہو گئے، بے پردگی پر روئے تھے سادات یوں ظفر، بے پردگی پہ روئے تھے سادات یوں ظفر، تر آنسوؤں سے شام کے بازار ہو گئے، تر آنسوؤں سے شام کے بازار ہو گئے، بر محمد آل محمد صلوات،
اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. Brothers, may I humbly request if you can stand and move a little bit forward. Please, if you can just stand and move a little bit forward. By Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad salawat. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Salamun alaikum. Heartfelt condolences to all the lovers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and the Imam of our time on the death anniversary of 4th Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. This evening, at the Jaffari Community Center, we are privileged to host Safir Azhar, Janab Syed Ali Shanawar, and Janab Ali Ji, who have traveled all the way from Sydney, Australia. MashaAllah, the sons of well-known Nawar Khan, Syed Nadim Sarwar, have themselves made a mark amongst Shia worldwide reciters, popular on the social media with their famous YouTube Nohas and Matams. Today, they are here to spiritually connect at the Jaffari Community Center attendees to the tragedy of Karbala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and bless them, and let's welcome them with a loud salawat. Allahumma.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات ایک کلام جو امام حسین کی یاد سے منسوب ہے اور اس کا پیغام یہ ہے کہ جو بھی فرش عزا بچھا رہے ہیں، جو بھی مجلس میں آ رہے ہیں، امام حسین کا پیغام ہمیشہ ہمارے دلوں میں ہے، لیکن پانی سے امام حسین کا تعلق، کربلا کا تعلق بہت قریب ہے. تو ایک کلام پیش کر رہا ہوں، آپ مومنین ہمارا ساتھ دیجیے گا. پانی پیو تو یاد کرو پیاس امام کی، پیاسو سبیل ہے شہیدوں کے نام کی، کہ پانی پیو تو یاد کرو پیاس امام کی، پیاسو سبیل ہے شہیدوں کے نام کی. مجلس ختم ہوگی، ہم کھانا کھائیں گے، پانی پئیں گے، نیاز کھائیں گے، لیکن شعر سنیے کہ خنجر تلے حسین کو پانی نہیں ملا، کہ پانی. ایک کلام جو میرے دل کے بڑے نزدیک ہے، پیش کر رہا ہوں. ہائے سادات نے سے دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا، کہ ہائے سادات نے سے دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا، اپنی آنکھوں کو سدا خون ہی روتا دیکھا. ہائے سادات نے سے دہر دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا. اور پھر شہدا بچھانے والی سنیں کہ جس گھرانے نے صدا لوگوں کو خوشیاں بانٹی، ان کو خوشیاں نہ ملی، غم ہی زیادہ دیکھا. ہائے سعادت نے اس دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا. اور جنت البقیع کا آپ ماحول دیکھیں کیا ہے کہ سبز گنبد کے قریب مرقد زہرا ہے مگر، کہ سبز گنبد کے قریب مرقد زہرا ہے مگر، باپ نے بت پہ نسا دیکھا. ہائے سعادت نے اس دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا. کہ روٹیاں مانگ کے جس در سے فرشتے مانگ کے جس در سے فرشتے جائیں، عید کے روز بھی بچوں کا فاقہ دیکھا. ہائے سعادت نے اس دہر میں کیا کیا دے. اور پشت پہ جس کو بٹھا پہ تھے رسول اکرم، کہ پشت پہ جس کو بٹھا پہ تھے رسول اکرم، اس نواسے ہی کا سر برسر لیزا دیکھا. ہائے سعادت نے اس دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا. اور صبح عاشور ڈالی شام غریباں عاشور ڈالی شام غریباں آئی، چار پہروں میں قیامت کو گزرتا دیکھا. ہائے سعادت نے اس دہر میں کیا کیا دیکھا. اپنی آنکھوں کو سزا خون ہی روتا دیکھا.
Let's have one loud salawat. A couple of important announcements. Shahada for Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam will continue tomorrow, Saturday, program to begin at 8:30 p.m. And on Sunday, the program will begin at 6 p.m. Note, tomorrow and Sunday, there will be no live stream from JCC. The programs will be relayed to the Crescent Village, which is at Complex in Richmond Hill, and at the Razawi Islamic Center, which is in Hamilton. Tonight's Majlis and recitals sponsored by Syed Wajahat Ali Rizvi and family for a Saleh Saab of Marhuma Farhat Fatima Rizvi and all Marhumin. Let's recite Surah Fatiha. Al-Fatiha. Tonight's Tabarruk sponsored by Badami family for a Saleh Saab of Marhum Masum Ali Muhammad Ali Badami, Marhum Syed Hassan Abbas Naqvi. Al-Fatiha. Please donate generously towards the Muharram fund. Total budget 495,000 for Muharram, Safar, and Fatimiyya. Please have your mobile phones on silence mode during the program. I sincerely appeal to all parents to look after their children while at the center. It is unacceptable to have young children running around in the hall or in the center without supervision, especially when the program is going on. Please note there is strictly no photography or videography allowed during the programs. Also note that Matam for gents will take place in Zainabia Hall after the Tabut. Dr. Syed Ammar, with heartfelt blessings, we welcome you to our Jaffari Community Center once again. Syed does not need a detailed intro as he a scholar graced our member in the past, and today again he will share his knowledge and wisdom with us all. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase his knowledge and not only protect him but all our Shia scholars worldwide. Amin. With your loudest voice, join me with the 3 salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. رحم الله من قرأ سورة الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. Amma ba'd, O people,
those of you who know me. But those of you who don't know me, then let me introduce myself. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. I am the son of the man who was slaughtered on the banks of the Euphrates, and no cause was given for his vengeance or blame. I am the son of the man who is recognized as the one whose sanctity was violated, whose bounties were taken, whose properties were plundered, and whose family was imprisoned. I am the son of the man who was killed while being steadfast, and for that I will always be proud. O people, I ask you in the name of God, you were the ones who wrote to my father, and then you betrayed him. You are the ones who swore an oath, you took a covenant, and you pledged allegiance, and then you end up fighting him and abandoning him. May you be perished for what you have put forth, and for the evil decision that you've taken. What will you tell the Prophet of Allah, peace be upon him and his family, when he looks at you and says, you killed my progeny, you violated my sanctity, and you are not of my nation? All of a sudden, the people of Kufa began to shout, we are ruined. Do you not realize what he says? He continued at that moment by saying, may Allah have mercy on the one who accepts my warning and takes my advice about God, about the Prophet, about his progeny. For in the Holy Prophet we have the best of examples. The people of Kufa turned round to him and said that, O son of the Messenger of Allah, we are ready to listen to you, and we are ready to obey you. We are ready to safeguard your trust and never neglect you and never turn away from you. Therefore, we are always ready to say to you that we will be at peace with whoever is at peace with you, and we will be at war with whoever is at war with you. And we are ready to dissociate from Yazid and those who oppressed both you and us. The Imam looked at them and he said to them, you will never do this. You are a cunning people full of treachery. You are a people whose base desires have overtaken them. Do you mean to do to me what you did to my father? No, by Allah and by the cosmos, understand that from my side, what you did and the death of the Messenger of Allah, his son and his family, remains etched in my memory. Its bitterness goes in my mouth and in my throat. Its bile goes to the very depth of my breast. All I ask of all of you, O people of Kufa, is don't be for us, but also don't be against us. The Imam then said, we are satisfied that although we lost heads, we also took some heads. It may not have been a day for us, but it certainly wasn't necessarily a day completely against us. First of our loud salawat in honor of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Second, even louder salawat in honor of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. A third with your loudest voices. In honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. The sermon in question is Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam's sermon that he gave in Kufa. This sermon, without a doubt, is one of the most important sermons in Islamic history. By the same time, it's probably one of the most understudied sermons in Islamic history. Last year in the same mosque, I examined the sermon of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam in Sham. That sermon in Sham is the sermon that is often most quoted. But the sermon in Kufa, without a doubt, is also one of the most important sermons to have ever been given. The reality is that most Shia, if you were to ask them, what exactly happened in Kufa? Majority of Shia don't actually know what happened in Kufa. Like I dissected in the first 10 nights of my majalis in Muharram, majority of us don't actually know what happened on the day of Ashura. Therefore, after the 10th of Muharram, if you were to ask everybody what happened in Kufa, you'll see a lot of people will give you very basic answers. Ahlul Bayt were captives, they were imprisoned, and then they left towards Sham. But the reality is there is no way that this family, which is the embodiment of patience, the embodiment of knowledge, of wisdom, the greatest and most eloquent personalities, could have spent 8 days in a city without leaving a particular impression. As in even this 8 days that I mentioned, majority of the Shia world will not be able to tell you how many days Ahlul Bayt were in Kufa. Ask people sitting in this crowd or watching online, between them a million majalis, they will not be able to answer you how many days Ahlul Bayt were in Kufa. Likewise, they will not be able to tell you about exactly the details of Kufa. From the 12th of Muharram until the 20th of Muharram, the family of the Prophet were in Kufa. What did they do? What did they say? What interactions took place? What was the khutbah of Zainab alayhi salam in Kufa? Or the khutbah of Fatima al-Sughra in Kufa? Or the khutbah of Kulthum in Kufa? Those ladies I will come to in these coming majalis. But how about the sermon of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam in Kufa? Why is it that for years on our manabir, renowned speakers, renowned orators, who have sat on the manabir, have hardly ever dissected the khutbah of the Imam in Kufa? The reality is that we need to readdress our relationship with Karbala, Kufa and Sham. For many of us, Imam Zayn al-Abidin is an emotional man who spent his life crying about Karbala. But there's nothing more to Imam Zayn al-Abidin than that. So when a person looks after Karbala, I understand Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam at Karbala was not at his full in terms of his strength. But surely there came a moment of a recovery. Surely when he recovers, he is the Imam of the time. When he is the Imam of the time after his father dies, what impression of knowledge and wisdom does he leave? Because you cannot tell me that from Karbala until Sham, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam does not say anything. That's impossible. He has become the fourth of the Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, which means that it comes with a covenant with God, a covenant in relation to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family. Therefore, when I come to the first level of this discussion, hardly ever is the sermon of Imam Zayn al-Abidin discussed. That's on the first level. On the second level, Imam Zayn al-Abidin is about to narrate a film to a group of people who do not know what took place in the origin of the making of that film. What do I mean? If I'm a Kufan and I never attended Karbala, I haven't got a clue what's happening on the 12th of Muharram. It's not like today where as soon as something is filmed, you could put the trailer online. As soon as a film is filmed, I could put a trailer for 2 minutes. It gives you an impression of what took place. When Karbala happened, the people of Kufa, the media had completely controlled what had happened in Kufa. When the media had controlled what had happened in Kufa, if I'm a Kufan who did not come to Karbala, I want to know what happened. Whoever gets the first word in is going to have an effect on the direction of Kufa. If the first word comes in about Karbala from one of Ibn Ziyad's foot soldiers, then the impression that I'll have was that Hussein bin Ali was a rebel, arrogant, deceiver, wicked, chased power. But if Imam Zayn al-Abidin gets in, then the media could be affected at that moment. Therefore, on the second level, when you come to look at that period in Kufa, the people of Kufa are anxious to know what took place. Those who had cousins with Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam want to know what happened. Those who had cousins with Yazid's army want to know what happened. Those who did not go to Karbala, neither with Yazid's army nor with Imam al-Hussein's army, want to know what happened, what took place in Karbala. Many of us, because of the benefit of hindsight, we imagine that the moment they got to Kufa, that they had full knowledge of what was going on, that the people of Kufa knew. But in reality, if I'm in Kufa, I don't know what's happened. I don't know about Imam al-Hussein, I don't know about the Furat, I don't know about Hazrat Abbas, I don't know about the companions of Imam al-Hussein. Therefore, I cannot wait for the person to narrate for me this film. That's on the second level. On the third level, I'm about to face arguably the second in command in relation to Karbala, Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad was not at Karbala. We know very well Ibn Ziyad remained in Kufa, Yazid was in Sham. Who were the two perpetrators of what took place in Karbala? Number one, Yazid. And I always say number one, Yazid. Why? Because naturally there are certain schools in Islam who will say, yes, of course he's a bad man, evil man. But the problem is, if he's evil, then the dominoes begin to fall. And when the dominoes begin to fall, then it begins to ask who put him in, and then who put him in, and then who put him in. So therefore, on the first level, Yazid is the main perpetrator, but Ibn Ziyad orchestrated Karbala from the distance. Shamar bin al-Jawshan, tell me what Umar bin Sa'ad's thinking. If Umar bin Sa'ad's hesitating, come back and snitch. Come back and tell me. Ibn Ziyad was in charge. Ibn Ziyad is about to meet Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. That's going to be a clash of the titans. All of a sudden now, there's going to be a major battle. Because now Ali ibn al-Hussein is about to face Ibn Ziyad. Tomorrow, we'll look at Zaynab versus Ibn Ziyad. Kulthum versus Ibn Ziyad. But for now, Imam Zayn al-Abidin is about to come and meet Ibn Ziyad. Imagine you had to meet the killer of your father. That's arguably the most difficult moment anyone can ever go through in their life. So therefore, when I come to look at Imam Zayn al-Abidin's sermon, what am I doing? I'm unraveling 1 week that can change the whole course of Kufa's history. In 1 week, either Kufa goes to a direction away from Ahl al-Bayt and goes to a direction where they don't know what took place in Karbala, or it goes to a direction where they suddenly understand what took place in Karbala. Therefore, when I'm coming to examine this sermon without a doubt, I need to know the context as well as the content. Let's understand the context, the content, and see what took place in relation to Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam in the land of Kufa on these nights. First and foremost, we know that when I study the Maqatil literature, it will tell us about the way that Ahl al-Bayt entered Kufa. Karbala, Ahl al-Bayt's males who came to Kufa, there were 8 of Bani Hashim who survived Karbala. Who are they? The first of them, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. The second of them, Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam. Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam was a few years of age on the 10th of Muharram. The third of them, who? Hasan al-Muthanna, son of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, who had been injured with his arm. He received about 19 wounds according to the Maqatil. That's the third of them. The next two, both Qasims. Qasim, son of Abdullah bin Jaffar. Qasim, son of Muhammad bin Jaffar al-Tayyar. The next two, Amr, the son of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. Imam al-Hasan had two sons who survived Karbala. One of them was Hasan al-Muthanna, the other was Amr, son of Imam al-Hasan. The next one who survived was who? Muhammad, the son of Aqil, son of Abu Talib. Therefore, Ahl al-Bayt, Bani Hashim, when they came to Kufa, 8 males of them have survived. 7 males, non-Bani Hashim, were with them, who survived Karbala. So how many total of the army of Imam al-Hussein came to Kufa? Of the males, 15. 15 of them survived Karbala. 8 of them, injuries. The other 7 who were not Bani Hashim, they survived Karbala for a number of reasons. One reason, one of them I'll never forget, the Haq. The Haq was one of the ones who survived Karbala. He told Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, I'll be with you, but if I feel that it's reached the stage where I don't want to be a martyr, will you let me go? Imam said, of course you can go. Literally, when he saw everyone dead, he's like, it's time for me to leave as well. That one, he left with them to Kufa. He didn't want to fight. There were others who were injured and were not able to continue. When they therefore entered Kufa, there's 15 males accompanying them. When Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam enters Kufa, there's a couple of things to understand. The first of them, why did Imam Zayn al-Abidin not fight at Karbala? The reason is that Imam Zayn al-Abidin was not fit enough or healthy enough because of what? One opinion is that Imam Zayn al-Abidin was unwell. But the unwell was because of what? Because of an opinion that Imam fought a couple of days before Ashura. When Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam had ordered some of his soldiers to protect the tents and to go and get some water, there is an opinion that Imam Zayn al-Abidin was injured in that skirmish. Therefore, that injury meant that on the 10th of Muharram, he was not able to even stand up. When after the 10th of Muharram, Imam Zayn al-Abidin enters Kufa, when he enters, what does the Maqatil say? Listen to this description. Imam Zayn al-Abidin enters Kufa with a yoke of a chain around his neck, and with his hands chained to that chain. Chain, I don't know if you've seen the yoke chain. It's like an oval shape around his neck. That's one thing. But the other is that his hand is stuck to that. So imagine Ali ibn al-Hussein entering Kufa with his hands like this. And people tell me we have problems and we have trials and we have difficulties, and no doubt. But compare your trial to his. You've just lost your father. You've lost your family members. You enter Kufa. The moment he entered Kufa, he couldn't even move his hands because they chained his hands to the chain around his neck. That chain around his neck continued to cut his neck. When that chain was there, as he is walking, the problem is, he is of a certain height. Hasan al-Muthanna is limping. Another one is younger. That means one chain is ripping the other. Imagine, some of these were tiptoeing. I don't even want to go to the ladies, because the ladies were the continuation of that chain. When therefore they entered, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam looked at the situation in front of him. Many people from Kufa had come out, and they were all staring. Who are these people? Imam knew that this is my opportunity. Before I get to the palace of Ibn Ziyad, it's my chance to tell them what's happened. One of the first majalis delivered was the majlis of Imam Zayn al-Abidin in Kufa. Many times if you ask people what was the first majlis delivered, some will mention Imam Zayn al-Abidin in Sham, Bibi Zainab in Sham. Some say no, when you get back to Medina, that's when the majalis were delivered. No. The first majalis were in Kufa. Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam took the opportunity and they taught us a few lessons. What were they? The first lesson is it doesn't matter how many people there are. You stick to your principles, Allah will give you izzah. Sometimes I worry when I see a lot of people are against me, or a lot of people are talking. The same ones who smile with you are also those who stabbed you in the back at one point or another. But if you maintain your izzah, Allah will give you your izzah. Maintain your principles. So what if the whole of Kufa's out? They're all looking at us. Doesn't matter. On the first level, I have principle. If the whole world is against me, I'm not going to let their peer pressure affect me. I'm going to stand there like a fortress. Number two, it doesn't matter if you lose friends because you're saying the truth. For even Amir al-Mu'mineen said the truth left me with no friends, according to some. At the end of the day, haqq is haqq. I want to leave this world with a principle. Whenever I see people who everybody likes, there's always a problem. That means that that person has never had a principle or stand in his life. The moment you have a stand in your life, you're going to have lovers and haters. And bring on the haters. Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam is looking at all of them in Kufa. He's teaching us, you want to know who you are? Look at who hates you. You'll know who you are. Look at what they stand against, and you'll know what you are. It doesn't matter how many were there. He could have easily thought to himself that, you know what, let me leave it. These people might attack me. No, no way. I'm going to stand. I have a principle. I'll continue my father's mission. He stood there in front of all of them. Do you know what the Maqtal says? Maqtal says that while his hand was connected to his neck, he made a small gesture when people were all looking around. Who are these girls? Who's that lady? The one who looks injured. And another one who looks like her back is broken. And another daughter who's crying. All of them are looking. Imam Zayn al-Abidin can see so much talk. He made a gesture, the Maqtal says. He just looked at them, he made a gesture. And they all went quiet. When they went quiet, he glorified Allah and praised Allah. Already that's a fundamental lesson. I've lost my dad a couple of days earlier. How many days earlier? 2 days. Not just lost him, he's going to explain the masa'ib of Imam al-Hussein in one lecture. I've lost my dad, lost my uncles. I've seen my sisters, I've seen my aunties running from tent to tent. I've seen their dresses on fire. I've seen them thirsty. Glorious Allah, praise be to you. If it is your plan, we submit to the plan. Glorifies Allah, praises Allah, mentions the Prophet, gives him the praise he deserves. I'm quoting verbatim word for word. Then he begins, O people. Now, oh people, look at me. I'm moving my hands, moving my body. You imagine him like this. Oh people, those of you who know me, know me. Those of you who don't, let me introduce myself. Why let me introduce myself? Because maybe you have not seen us for 20 years. 20 years we've been in Medina. How many years had Ahlul Bayt been out of Kufa? Maybe you don't know me because I was young when my grandfather died here. Those of you who know me, know me. Those of you who don't, let me tell you who I am. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Why all of that? Why not just say I am Ali? First, I want to make clear, I know my ancestors. I'm not sure about the man I'm going to meet shortly. Yes? I know my ancestors. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Therefore, on the first level, I'm about to go to a man who is Da'i ibn Da'i, illegitimate son of illegitimate. Yes? Look at me. I know my ancestors. I want you to think of the person who governs your city. Remember when Imam al-Hussein in Karbala said, the son of illegitimate wants to force me between the sword and humiliation. Never will I be humiliated. Someone says, would Ahlul Bayt speak like that? Yes, of course Ahlul Bayt would speak like that. I know sometimes we want to create a lovey-dovey Ahlul Bayt, but the reality is there are moments when Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam will make it clear that, listen, there's a difference between us. Number one, my ancestors, I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. What's his ancestors? Ibn Marjana. In Ziyarat Ashura, it's so interesting, isn't it? Ibn Ziyad, that should be enough. Nah, we'll mention mom as well. Mom, may God, whatever to her, mom had a certain profession. So everybody was welcome. And so we'll remind you of mom. Ahlul Bayt, if they mention the mom, they're making it clear that there's a question on the dad. When they mention the mom. There are others I could mention, but not tonight. So, says on the first level, this is my ancestors. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Number one. Number two, my ancestors review and listen to their names, and review and listen to the name of the one in Sham. Look at the difference between us. He is Yazid bin Muawiyah bin Abu Sufyan. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali. That's on the second level. On the third level, to also remind all of us that the beacon of Iman and the beacon of Taqwa and the pillar of Ahlul Bayt is Abu Talib from the beginning. Yes? He could have stopped. Ali al-Akbar at Karbala, what do you say? Ana Ali ibn al-Hussein ibn Ali, and stopped. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, of course, is on a different level. I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Why? Because we remain the school that makes sure that Abu Talib is a mu'min until the day of judgment. We will never allow Sham to dictate to us that Abu Sufyan went to Jannah and Abu Talib went to Jahannam. No, no. Rather, I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Never in your life leave the faith and the love of Abu Talib alayhi salam. How many others will write in their books, Abu Talib kafir, Abu Talib will not go towards heaven? Wallah al-Azim, not only the poetry of Abu Talib proves he's going to heaven, but it helps when your son is Ali as well. Yes? It helps. Because when your son is Ali, that means you should get a guest pass for Jannah, true? Get a guest list pass. That at the end of the day, Imam Ali alayhi salam has more guest list passes than me and you. So Imam Ali will turn around and say, you know what, give my father the pass. Look at how Imam Zayn al-Abidin in front of Kufa wants to remind our ancestry is the purest light, going back to Ibrahim alayhi salam. There is no one in our ancestry who has ever been touched by Jahiliyyah. أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها وَلَمْ تُلْبِسْكَ مِنْ مُدْلَهِمَّاتِ ثِيَابِهَا. So he begins, I am Ali, son of Hussein, son of Ali, son of Abu Talib. Then he begins with the musibah of what happened in Karbala. Because all of these people don't know what happened. So who's going to go in first dibs and say, Imam went in, I am the son of the one slaughtered on the banks of the Furat. Straight away. Musibah of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Imam, why don't you just discuss intellectual component of Majlis? Why you mention something emotional? Because Imam showed that the masa'ib is as important as the intellectual component. Masa'ib is as important. I am the son of the one who was slaughtered on the banks of the Euphrates, but he adds something. And no cause was given, whether it was for vengeance or for blame. Fundamental line. Why? Imam is saying, my father was killed unjustly. If it was for vengeance, show me someone who had a claim against him for vengeance. True? Oh, people of Kufa, my father was killed on the banks of the Furat, slaughtered, not killed. Ahlul Bayt do not say Imam al-Hussein was killed. They always mention either slaughtered or butchered. Killed, anyone could just get killed. Slaughtered is two components, ripped into pieces. And the second component is what? Slaughtered is one who waits and waits and waits until someone kills him. That person who lies on the earth of Karbala, just waiting there with arrows all over his body. You found that he said, number one, no vengeance. No vengeance. Baba, when Imam al-Hussein came out in Karbala, he said, I ask all of you, do you want to kill me for money I've stolen from you? Or you want to kill me because I killed one of you? Or because there's a punishment for something I've done? Give me a reason, one reason. Imam mentioned that to the people of Kufa, that my father was slaughtered on the banks of the Furat, and no criminal cause was given for why. Why? Vengeance for what? Which one of them had he killed? And also then he says, and blame, no blame. Did not Imam al-Hussein say to them, listen, let me go home. Let me go home. I'm going towards Kufa, you blocked me. Let me go home. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, when he went out in Karbala, he said, hear me. My brother, my master is saying, I'll go to Rome or India. You take Hijaz and Iraq. Our impression of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is what? Imam al-Hussein came with a sword in Karbala ready to kill everybody. No! Up until 9 a.m. on the day of Ashura, Imam al-Hussein is ready to go home. Let me go home. I don't want bloodshed. I've not come for bloodshed. I've come to go to Kufa. Let me go home. We won't let you go home. What do you mean you won't let me go home? We will make sure that you pledge allegiance or you're dead. That's when Imam al-Hussein said, what? You're forcing me? You're humiliating me? You think that you could force me in this way, Umar bin Sa'ad? Therefore, Imam Zayn al-Abidin goes into an investigation. My father was slaughtered. All of you people of Kufa, listen to this. He was slaughtered on the banks of the Euphrates. And no cause was given as to whether it was because of vengeance or blame. I am the son of the man whose sanctity was violated. Allahu Akbar. His sanctity was violated. His possessions plundered. How? Because Imam saw night 11 of Muharram, afternoon until night. What did they do to the body of Imam al-Hussein? When you violate someone's sanctity, what does that mean? And you plunder his possession. Imam al-Hussein was wearing a turban when he died. And he had a shirt on, and he had an undershirt, and he had his trousers on, and he had a robe. Every single one of them looted his body. Looted. They came and they violated his sanctity, that he kept an undershirt. When Bibi asked him why, he said, because these will come and rip all my clothes off. I'm going to keep an undershirt, make holes in the undershirt. Why make holes? So that they'll look at the holes and say, this shirt is not worth taking. One came and took his turban, another came and took his robe, another came and took his trousers, another ripped off his shirt. Imam Zayn al-Abidin was the first to explain to us what happened. I am the son of the one whose sanctity was violated. How? No Arab up until that day had made his horses trample on someone's body. Never. The Arabs would kill, but they wouldn't force horses to trample all over a body. The violation of sanctity is what? Is that body that lay on the that body that lay on the earth of Karbala. He ordered his soldiers, dig your hooves into his chest. In which culture do you violate a dead body like that? My father, you violated his sanctity. His bounties you took. You plundered his possession. But on top of all of that, his family you've imprisoned. Allah, you've imprisoned his family. All of these people of Kufa are looking around and they're now adding 1 + 1. This man's father killed in the Furat. What have they done to him? They've also imprisoned, that's his family, so that must be Zainab. tomorrow I'll come to Bibi Zainab separately, because Zainab versus Ibn Ziyad is an almighty clash. May Allah cause you to perish for what you've done. One man, thousands. You're not going to affect me. You think I'm scared of all of you? I'm slowly getting my energy back, which I was not having at Karbala when I needed it. I'm going to come after all of you. He looked at them, he said, may Allah you be perished for what you put forward with the evil decision that you've made. At that moment, he said, what are you going to tell Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi? What are you going to tell him when he looks at you and says to you, you killed my progeny? You violated my sanctity? You are not of my nation? Suddenly, when Imam was saying this, the people of Kufa were jumping. We are ruined. Don't you realize what he's saying? Imam then softens a little bit. He said, however, may Allah have mercy on those of you who accept this warning and who take the advice that I'm giving them, meaning take advantage of this moment. This is your chance of tawbah. May Allah bless the one. Ahlul Bayt never in their life close the door of tawbah on anyone. We do. We do. Ahlul Bayt don't. We do. We say you can never change. You can't be religious. I put an X on you. I don't like you. I'll never respect you. Ahlul Bayt showed horror that he was welcome. Imam said, may Allah accept. I have mercy on those who accept my warning, take my advice in relation to Allah, the Prophet, the Messenger. For the best example is Rasulullah. Suddenly the people of Kufa, knowing it's Imam Zain al-Abidin, they came to him in front of everyone. There was everyone around him. The Imam is chained up. They said, O son of Rasulullah, we listen to you and we will obey you, and we will make sure that we strengthen the trust with you, safeguard the trust, not neglect you. We will not turn away from you. We are at peace with those who are at peace with you, and we are at war with those who are at war with you, and we dissociate from Yazid. Imam turned around to them and said, none of you will ever do this. You will never do this. You will never. When Imam is saying this, someone asks, is he attacking us, the Shia? No. This is a myth we have to throw away. People always say, don't be like Kufa, the Shia who let Imam al-Hussein down. Shia? Let Imam al-Hussein down? Shia lost their lives in Kufa because of Ibn Ziyad. There was a bloodbath in Kufa. Ibn Ziyad beheaded thousands of Shia before Karbala. Imam al-Hussein's army was mainly made up of people from Kufa who were Shia. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib's Khilafah, the capital was Kufa. The 12th Imam's Khilafah, the capital was Kufa. Don't fall for that propaganda that Kufa were all the Shia who let down Imam al-Hussein. No, 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 no. Shi'at al-Hussein, Habib al-Marahir, Kufa. Muslim min Awsaja, Kufa. Anas ibn al-Harith, Kufa. Abis al-Shakiri, Kufa. Hani bin Urwa, Kufa. You tell me Kufa let us down? I can tell you many things. Mecca let us down. Medina let us down. When they saw the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa threatened that he's to be beheaded, where were they? Where were they? Threatened from Sham, none of them stood up. Kufa stood up. Thousands of Shia got killed by Ibn Ziyad in Qunasa Square simply because they stood up for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. So who's Imam addressing? Imam is addressing those Kufans who are not the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. They are the ones who let down Imam al-Hussein by saying it's better that we don't get involved. Classic line. When I see batil and I see dhulm, I'm like, I don't want to get involved. Baba, you can't be friends with the oppressor and the oppressed. You have to have a stand in your life. Therefore, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam said, you people, when he says you people, it's not us Shia, because you know what they say, you Shia cry because you let Imam al-Hussein down. What? I cry, A, because Rasulullah cried. B, I cry because anyone with a soft heart would cry about what happened to Abu Abdullah. You don't need to be Shia. There are Hindus who cry for him. There are Christians who cry for him. There are non-Muslims who cry for him. Therefore, Imam Zayn al-Abidin, when he said, you are treacherous and cunning, some people thought that that's Imam Zayn al-Abidin attacking the Shia. No, it's not. That's Imam Zayn al-Abidin attacking the non-Shia in Kufa, who were the ones who let Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam die. Say, for example, there were some Shia in Kufa who did not come to help Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Who said that I would have helped? Who said that I would have helped? I make it sound like if I was in Kufa when Ibn Ziyad was there, as if I would have run to Imam al-Hussein. Oh Allah al-Azim, I can't even run to Imam al-Jawad Shahada. So when I say big Kushali, small Kushali, big Wafat, small Wafat, there are some, when it's a small one, he can't even run to the mosque. You think he would have been in Karbala? He'll tell you, better I stay at home, watch online. So why build this place? We could have all just stayed at home and watched online. The idea of Karbala, it taught us, don't be like those who never turned up. Be there for us. Be there for us. Be there alongside us. It's not as easy. Kufa. I sometimes say, even in the Nohas, people of Kufa, hey, relax. There are people from Kufa who lost their lives for Abu Abdullah. Don't generalize. So then Imam said, when he said, you are treacherous, you are cunning, you are people whose base desires have overtaken you. Do you mean to do to me what you done to my father? Never. Understand one thing, that what happened to my father remains etched in my memory. Its bitterness is around my mouth and my throat, and its bile goes to the depth of my breasts. You will never see expression of love of a son to his father like Zayn al-Abidin to Imam al-Hussein. Etched in my memory. What happened to my dad will never leave my head. Not only it's etched in my memory, its bitterness is in my mouth. Its bitterness. I could not help him when he needed me the most. Its bile goes down to the depth of my breast. So, O people of Kufa, don't be with us and don't be against us. Then the Imam continued by saying what? However, we are satisfied. This is a turning point psychologically. Not only masa'ib, but I'll show you that I'm happy with what's happened. We are satisfied. We lost heads, but we also took a few. Meaning what? 72 of us. 72 of us have left a mark with the heads they took. We lost heads, but we took a few as well. What does he mean? Number one, my dad's companions, you couldn't fight them one-on-one. Allah. Now you tell me, when Zuhair ibn al-Qaim came out, one-on-one they couldn't fight him. Until Umar bin Sa'ad was like, surround him. Habib, when he came out, one-on-one. Muslim bin Awsaja, one-on-one. Abis al-Shakiri looked at them, he's like, none of you are coming to face me one-on-one. You know what I'll do? I'll come to you. I'll go in the middle of all of you. Point number one is that we lost heads, but we gained a few. Meaning that we had warriors who left such a mark in the army's opposition. Number two, our warriors, when they would come out, they would recite poems about their certainty. None of Umar bin Sa'ad's soldiers recited a poem before they fought, because they had nothing to stand on. Whereas every member of Imam al-Husayn's soldiers recited a poem about how happy they were to be here. إن تنكروني فأنا ابن الكلب سوف تروني وترون ضربي وحملتي وصولتي في الحرب أدرك ثأري بعد ثأري صحبي. You look at these words, look at زهير بن القين. أنا زهير وأنا ابن القين أذودكم بالسيف عن حسيني إن حسينا أحد السبطين من عترة النبي الزكي الزيني. Look at John. كيف ترى الكفار ضرب الأسود بالسيف ضربا عن بني محمد أذب عنهم باللسان واليد أرجو بها الجنة يوم المورد. Look at زهير بن القين again. أقدم هديت هاديا مهديا فاليوم ألقى جدك النبي وحسنا والمرتضى عليا وذا الجناحين فتى الكمية وأسد الله الشهيد. All of Imam al-Husayn's soldiers, every single one of them came out and recited a poem to the opposition. None of Umar bin Sa'ad's soldiers recited a poem. Have you ever seen in the history of mankind 72 cause shivers in front of 30,000? We lost heads, but I tell you what, we took some as well. When Imam Zayn al-Abidin said all of this, the whole of Kufa was absolutely stunned in silence. They could not believe what had just been recited. They took Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam and the rest of them into the court of Ibn Ziyad. When they entered the court of Ibn Ziyad looked. He had offered a great reward for the killer of Ali ibn al-Husayn. Ibn Ziyad had offered a reward for the killer of who? Who? Ali, son of? Do you remember when Ali al-Akbar was killed? His killer said, I'm going to get the best prize. And I'm going to make his dad suffer. You all know it. Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Asghar. Ibn Ziyad said, and who is this in front of us here? The one who's all chained up. Imam looked at him. He said, I am Ali, son of Hussein. He said, God killed Ali ibn al-Hussein. Who? God killed. It's a very clever move. We are not to blame for Karbala. God did Karbala, the classic predestination free will. We are not the ones to blame for Karbala. God killed. Imam Zayn al-Abidin looked at him and he said to him, what? Imam looked at him and he said, no, my brother rather was killed by the people. Ibn Ziyad said what? God killed Ali ibn al-Husayn. Why God killed? Classic predestination free will move. What is the move? We're not the ones who killed. God knows what was going to happen, so God's the one who's killed Imam al-Husayn and killed Ali al-Akbar. Imam Zayn al-Abidin looked at him, he said, no, the people killed my brother. I had a brother called Ali ibn al-Husayn. He said, how dare you open your mouth like that? God is the one who killed. He said, no, God takes the souls at the time of their death. But it required people to stab my brother the way they stabbed him. At that moment, Ibn Ziyad looked at him. He said, then if you continue to open your mouth like that, then I'm going to come and kill you. Who got in the way? Zainab said, if you kill him, you have to kill me. Zainab could see that the Imam of her time was about to be killed. Zainab got in the way. She said to him, you kill him, you kill me. At that moment, Ibn Ziyad stepped back in frustration. Had he had the chance at that moment, he would have killed him. Two had the chance to kill him. Shimr bin al-Jawshan, on the afternoon of the 10th of Muharram, was about to kill Ali ibn al-Husayn. Hamid bin Muslim said to him, look, the guy is not feeling well, leave him, what's he gonna do? That was the first one. The second one, Ibn Ziyad, when he was about to strike Imam Zayn al-Abidin, and Sayyidah Zainab put her body for the Imam of her time. Not for her nephew. There's a difference. Me and you would say she put her body for her nephew. Zainab sees him as Imam, then nephew. Because Zainab had seen Imam al-Hussein said pledge allegiance to him. So Zainab alayhi salam saw him as the Imam of her time. When we therefore look at this, what then happened? Ibn Ziyad, in his frustration, look at what Bukhari says and look at what others say. Ibn Ziyad, next to him was the head of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And this, without a doubt, was one of the most difficult moments for Imam Zayn al-Abidin and the rest of them in Kufa. In Kufa, there were two companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih who were alive at that time. One was Zayd bin Arqam, the other was Anas bin Malik. Both Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. Ibn Ziyad knew that Zayn al-Abidin's words, his sermon had caused a shock. So what did he do? He turned around towards the head, he got a stick, and he began to poke the teeth of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. The Maqatil say he was poking the teeth of Imam al-Hussein, and he looked at the teeth and he said he had such good teeth. Imagine the daughters of Rasulullah. Imagine the feeling. Many of us in this hall have lost fathers, but no one poked a stick in your father's mouth. No one poked a stick in your father's eyes. How many of you lost your fathers? Did anyone kick your father when he was dying? Did anyone trample on him? Did anyone stamp on him? Did anyone press on his chest? I ask all of you. No day like Ashura, and there is no land like Karbala, and there is no land like Kufa, and the sabr of Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. Ibn Ziyad began to poke the teeth of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Zayd bin Arqam and Anas bin Malik both spoke out. Zayd bin Arqam said, how dare you do this, O Ibn Ziyad? Ibn Ziyad said, you shut up, you old man, you have nothing to do with this issue. Anas bin Malik said, I saw Rasulullah kiss that mouth, and now I see you do this towards this mouth. If that was a Sahabi of Rasulullah, and that's the pain that he had seeing Imam al-Hussein being hit in this way or touched in this way, then I ask you about Imam Zayn al-Abidin's pain. I ask you about the pain of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, seeing his father's head in front of him while he was chained to his neck. Allahu Akbar. There is no pain like the pain of Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam. Yes, nothing, none whatsoever. And that's why you found that Imam, that sight is something would never leave him. You noticed in his sermon what he said. What happened to my father remains etched in my memory forever. Its bitterness remains between my mouth and my throat, and its bile goes down to the depth of my breast. For the Imam it was difficult. Why? Because while he was in Kufa he had a role to perform. I want all of you to take your hearts tonight to Karbala if you don't mind. And those of you who want to join me in Jannat al-Baqiyah can join me as well, yes? For the Imam, while he was in Kufa, he had a role to perform. What was that role? He had to go back to bury his father. Allahu Akbar. One of the miracles Allah gives the Imams is that an Imam buries an Imam, yes? How the reality is that Allah ensures that Imam, wherever they may be, they are able to go back and bury the Imam who is their father. Imam al-Rada was asked that how are you gonna bury your father? Or if you die, for example, in Mashhad, how is Imam al-Jawad gonna bury you? He said the same Lord who allowed Zayn al-Abidin to leave the prisons of Kufa to go and bury his father is the same Lord who will allow me to do it. Imam Zayn al-Abidin, no doubt, he had to leave that prison that night and go towards burial of his father. How difficult is it to go and bury your father? When he got there, Banu Asad were there, but Banu Asad did not go ahead with the burial. Why? They said, we saw a man from the distance. He came to us. He asked us, why don't you go ahead and bury who you have to bury? They said, we don't know which body belongs to who. Allah. One body has no head and another body has no arms. Allah. There are bodies scattered everywhere, but we don't know which body belongs to who. They said that the man said to us, I'll help you. Go and dig 3 different graves. They went and dug 3 different graves. The man then said to us, as for the first grave, bury Habib ibn Mawahir. As for the second grave, bury the rest of the companions. As for the third grave, bury the family members of my father. Allah. Imagine lowering Qasim's body and Akbar and the rest of them. Then the Imam said, I have to now go to bury a body that only I can bury. Beatitude to the land that contains the body of Abu Abdullah. This is his words. Beatitude to the land that contains the body of Abu Abdullah. His nights, they became sleepless nights. Yes. He buried his father. He was in Kufa. He came back. He buried his father. Then he began to walk towards the Furat. Why? There's a body that lies there. When you lift the right side, the left falls on the ground. When you lift the left side, the right falls. I said to all of you that he buried the bodies, but what was missing? The heads. Allah. The heads were missing. So Ibn Ziyad, poking in Kufa, broke him. Eventually he managed to get the head of his father when he was in Sham. He returned to Karbala on the Arba'in of Imam al-Hussein. He came, where did he go straight away? To the burial place of his father's body. But the body had no head. So what did he do? He got the head and he placed it with the body. He says, the moment I put the head with the body, I heard a voice from the mouth. Allah, but what is this voice? The baby, place the baby on my chest. Allahu Akbar. The baby, place the baby on my chest. His neck, place his neck on my neck. Don't you know, my son, don't you know the heat of his arrow burns me until now? One thing that would stay with him forever was, of course, the final moments of his father's life. That would remain with him forever. Tonight in Medina, do you know what the Maqatil literature say? On a night like this in Medina, Imam al-Baqir has seen the poison all over his father's body. Allahu Akbar. You lovers of Jannat al-Baqi', I want you tonight to try and make a mannat or a nidr that this time next year you'll be in Baqi'. Next to Hassan and Zayn al-Abidin, next to Muhammad al-Baqir and Jaffar al-Sadiq, next to al-Banin, and hopefully next to Fatima al-Zahra, wherever she may be. On a night like this, Imam al-Baqir says, the poison had gone all over my father's body. 34 years after Karbala, the poison the Umayyads had given him was all over the body. He said, when I saw my father lying there on the bed, the poison was all over him, I could see he was in pain. If your father's in pain, what would you do? He said, I came and hugged my father. Allah, he was on his chest hugging him. He said, the moment I hugged my father, I saw him cry like he's never cried before. Oh, Allahu Akbar. All I did was hug his chest. I saw my father cry in a way like I've never seen him cry. I said, Father, why do you cry when in a moment you'll see Rasulullah? And you'll see Amir al-Mu'mineen, and you'll see Fatima al-Zahra, you'll see Imam al-Hassan, and you'll see Imam al-Hussein. Father, why do you cry when I hug you? Listen to the reply. He said to him, Muhammad, 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 when I am dying, you are on my chest. When I am dying, you're on my chest. You know who sat on my father's chest. I'll leave you with this final line, my dear brothers and sisters. Forgive me. I'll leave you with this line. Imam al-Baqir says, I came to wash my father's body. He said, I saw 2 marks on his body. Which marks? He said, one of them I knew about, the other one broke my heart. He said, the mark that I knew about was the mark of the food he carried in the night to the poor. There was a mark on his back from the bag he would carry when he'd give out food to the poor. But the other mark broke my heart. The other mark broke my heart. When I was giving his ghusl, I saw the mark of the chain of Kufa. مأتم الحسين يا حسين.
وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا زینب کا جو غیروں نے پکارا ہوگا. میرا بیمار ماں، میرا بیمار ماں، میرا بیمار ماں، میرا بیمار ماں. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. وہ گرا جین سے زینب کی ردا کا ضامن. وہ گرا جین سے زینب کی ردا کا ضامن. کون اب فاطمہ جائی کا سہارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. لوگ حسین ابن علی پیاسے ذبح ہونے لگے. وہ حسین ابن علی پیاسے ذبح ہونے لگے. کون سا فاطمہ جائی کا سہارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا 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 ہوگا. نوک نیزہ پہ بہانے لگے آنسو مولا. نوک نیزہ پہ بہانے لگے آنسو مولا. سکینہ کو کسی شخص نے مارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا. وقت سجاد نے کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا.
سجاد دعا مانگ رہا ہے سر میدان تو جانے لگا ہے سر میدان تو جانے تو لگا ہے کس طرح تیرے بنا ماں کا گزارا ہوگا وقت سجاد میں کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا وقت سجاد میں کیسے وہ گزارا ہوگا یا حسین 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 Matam is in India Hall, Matam is in India Hall, please move to the India Hall, Matam is in India Hall. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. جو ماتم کہنا چاہتے ہیں ماتمی کو جگہ دیجئے, پلیز ہلکا بنائیے. حسین, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Hussain, Ya 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 Hussain. Hussain, Ya 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 Hussain. Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. آپ لوگ پیچھے ہوئے, ماتمی کو تھوڑی جگہ دیجئے, تھوڑی جگہ دی, تھوڑا پیچھے ہوئے پلیز. ماتم کا ہر جگہ دیں یہاں پہ ہلکا بنانے کے لیے. Ya Hussain, 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 Ya Hussain. Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. Brothers, please move back, please move back. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. پیچھے والے تھوڑا پیچھے ہو جائے, ماتمیوں کو جگہ دیجئے. پیچھے پیچھے ہوتے جائے, ماتمیوں کو جگہ دیتے جائے پلیز. تھینک یو. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. پیچھے والے ذرا پیچھے ہو جائے, ماتمیوں کو جگہ دیجئے, پیچھے ہو جائے, پیچھے والے پیچھے ہو جائے. Ya Hussain, اور پیچھے ہوئیے, پیچھے ہوئیے. Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain, Ya Hussain. ماشاءاللہ ماشاءاللہ, پیچھے ہوئیے اور پیچھے ہوئیے تاکہ ماتمیوں کو جگہ ملے. Ya Hussain, 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 Hussain, Ya Hussain, یا حسین حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین حیا علی خیر العمل 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 حیا علی حیا علی خیر العمل 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 حیا علی حیا علی خیر العمل حیا علی خیر العمل حیا علی حیا علی. Please make space for the Matmis. Please make space for the Matmis. خیر العمل حیا علی 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 حیا علی خیر العمل 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 حیا علی. Move at the back, move at the back, please go at the back. حیا علی خیر العمل 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 حیا علی. تو بھولو نہ چھوڑے وے میں بھی تم نو چھڈ جاواں گی.
जावांगी सजा सजा तू रंग रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा 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 तू रंग रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा सजा हमारा ये कातिल असगर का असगर तो नहीं मिलने वाला वो जख्मी गला जलता झूला नाज़ूर है मेरे सीने का तू दिल को पकड़ना छोड़ दे तू दिल को पकड़ना छोड़ दे मैं साए में आ जाऊंगी सजा सजा तू रंग रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा सजा तू रंग रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा 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 रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा सजा अजोना शिव से किताब है ओ वादा तोड़ निभाना है मजबूर न कर मैं को पुकार बेटा मैं गुजारा रास नाना हम को जाने दो सा मेरे मुख जाने दो सा मेरे जद छावे पुत्र में जावांगी सजा 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 तू रंग रोना जे छड़ देवे मैं भी तुमनू छड़ जावांगी सजा सजा बात ये कि पीछे हमारे इतने सारे लोग खड़े हैं देयर इज नो स्पेस एट द बैक तो आप लोग थोड़ा सा पीछे वाले थोड़ा सा पीछे होते जाए थोड़ा सा पीछे होइए हल्का थोड़ा सा पीछे होइए ताकि जो पीछे खड़े लोग उनको आगे आने का मौका मिले प्लीज प्लीज मूव बैक प्लीज मूव बैक थैंक यू सो मच प्लीज प्लीज थैंक यू प्लीज पीछे बहुत लोग खड़े उनको भी मौका मिले आगे आने का जज़ाकल्लाह मातियो माशाअल्लाह एक कलाम फरमाइशी बोल रहा हूँ थोड़ा सा मूव होंगे तो थोड़ा पीछे पीछे होते जाए प्लीज थोड़ा पीछे हो जाइए प्लीज मूव देयर इज नो पीछे हो जाइए देयर इज नो स्पेस फॉर वन मोमेंट इफ यू मूव बैक देयर विल बी स्पेस हियर थैंक यू सो मच प्लीज प्लीज मूव बैक पीछे पीछे होइए प्लीज जाने वाले करबला के करबला ले चल मुझे रोज़े शबीर पर दूंगा दुआले चल मुझे जाने वाले करबला के करबला ले 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 चल मुझे جس نے کہ اینڈ میں ماتم اٹھائیے گا ماتم
چل مجھے ہے جہاں گرجے شہیدہ ہے وہاں میرے برا گرجے شہیدہ ہے جہاں میرے برا جس جگہ سید میرا پیاسا رہا لے چل مجھے جانبار کربلا کے کربلا 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 لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا لے چل مجھے جس جگہ جاگی تھی قسمت پھر کی وہ دیکھوں گا میں جس جگہ جاگی تھی قسمت پھر کی وہ دیکھوں گا میں آسیوں پر کیسے ہوتی ہے عطا لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا 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 لے چل مجھے اس قدر نادار ہوں ذاتی سفر کچھ بھی نہیں پر اپنے بٹھا کر حوالے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا لے 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 چل مجھے جس جگہ عباس کے بازو کرم ہو گر گرے ذرا لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے کربلا لے چل مجھے جانے والے ماشاءاللہ مافیو ماشاءاللہ کربلا لے چل مجھے جانے والے کربلا کے 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 کربلا لے چل مجھے چل گئے شام غریبہ میں جہاں خیم تمام شام غریبہ میں جہاں تمام جس جگہ ننا سا ایک جھولا جلا لے چل مجھے کی سجا ہوگا عباس علم تیرا دل سینے میں جب تک ہے بھولے گا نہ غم تیرا دیکھ میرے غازی اونچا ہے علم 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 تیرا آ جاتی ہے زہرا بھی زینب بھی زیارت کو آ جاتی ہے زہرا بھی زینب بھی زیارت کو جب آخر محرم کو اٹھتا ہے علم تیرا دل سینے میں جب تک ہے بھولے گا نہ غم تیرا دیکھ میرے غازی اونچا ہے علم 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 تیرا تابوت جب اٹھتا ہے شبیر کا غازی تابوت جب اٹھتا ہے شبیر کا غازی تابوت کے آگے بھی چلتا ہے علم تیرا دل سینے میں جب تک بھولے گا نہ غم تیرا دیکھ میرے غازی اونچا ہے علم 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 تیرا اور وہ کون سی صدمے تھی شے ٹوٹ گئے جی سے وہ کون سے صدمے شے ٹوٹ گئے جی سے ایک درد تھا زینب کا اور دوسرا غم تیرا دل سینے میں جب تک بھولے گا نہ غم تیرا دیکھ میرے غازی اونچا ہے علم 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 تیرا پرچم کا پریرا تھا زینب کی پرچم کا پریرا تھا زینب کی زینب کے کلیجے سے ہم کیسے ہو غم تیرا دل سینے میں جب تک ہے بھولے گا نہ غم تیرا دیکھ میرے غازی اونچا ہے برباد ہوئی میں برباد ہوئی میں برباد ہوئی میں برباد ہوئی میں برباد برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں زینب ناراض آیا محرم کا مہینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی ہے آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں ایک دل تھا کس شہر کی کرتی تھی میں شاہی اور آج تباہی اور آج تباہی ہے بے حسن پڑا مور نبوت کا نگینہ برباد ہوئی ہے آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں زینب ناراض آیا محرم کا مہینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا ماشاءاللہ ماتی ہے جیو مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں اس لاش پہ روح کسے چھوڑوں میں برادر لاشیں ہیں بہت لاشیں ہیں بہت ہائے حد ہے کہ رونے کی اجازت بھی ملی نا برباد ہوئی میں آباد ہوئی قیب و بلا اجڑا مدینہ برباد ہوئی میں زینب کو ناراض رم کا مہینہ برباد
ماشاءاللہ شکر گزار ہے جعفری کمیونٹی سینٹر کے کہ ایک بہترین مجلس فرش ادا انہوں نے سجائی واجب ہوئی. مولا آپ کی توفیقات میں اضافہ کرے. بہت ساری فرمائشیں ہیں. ماتم ماشاءاللہ ماتمیوں آپ لوگ جیو. مجلس میں سمجھتا ہوں ایک کنٹریبیوشن کا نام ہے, پارٹیسپیشن کا نام ہے کہ جو فرش ادا بچھا رہے ہیں وہ اپنا کنٹریبیوشن کر رہے ہیں, جو ذاکر آ رہے ہیں وہ اپنا کنٹریبیوشن کر رہے ہیں, چونکہ وہ مومنین آ رہے ہیں وہ اپنا کنٹریبیوشن کر رہے ہیں. لیکن ماتم is the most simple thing that you can do in the فرش ادا. تو ماتم میں شریک ہو اور جب گھر جائیں تو ایک دلی سکون ہو کہ بیوی ہم نے آپ کا پوچھا دیا ہے. ایسا ہی ہے. تو ایک فرمائش پیش کر رہا ہوں. بہت ساری فرمائشیں تھی لیکن یہ ضروری ہے پڑھنا, تو یہ بسم اللہ. یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین میرا نانا نبی
ماں سیدہ میرا بابا علی میرا بھائی حسن ہم ہی ہے پنجتن ہم ہی ہے پنجتن میری کیا ہے خطا میری کیا ہے خطا میری کیا ہے خطا میری کیا ہے خطا مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کو پیارا نہیں ہوں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں ہاں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں میرے نانا نے کلمہ سکھایا اور قرآن تم کو سنایا میرے نانا نے کلمہ اور قرآن تم کو سنایا کیا میں نانا کا سایہ نہیں ہوں کیا میں نانا کا سایہ نہیں ہوں کیا میں نانا کا سایہ نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو مصرے کے اینڈ میں ماتم کریں گے مصرے کے اینڈ میں ماتم مدینہ جہاں میرا گھر ہے اور مسجد میں اس گھر کا در ہے وہ مدینہ جہاں میرا گھر ہے اور مسجد میں اس گھر کا در ہے کیا میں اس گھر میں کھیلا نہیں ہوں کیا میں اس گھر میں کھیلا نہیں ہوں کیا میں اس گھر میں کھیلا نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں چکیاں پیس کر ماں نے پالا مجھ کو نانا نے جھولا جھولایا چکیاں پیس کر ماں نے پالا مجھ کو نانا نے جھولا جھولایا اپنا بچپن میں بھولا نہیں ہوں اپنا بچپن میں بھولا نہیں ہوں اپنا بچپن میں بھولا نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں کیا میں زہرا کا جایا نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں ہوں کملی والے کے لب جھومتا تھا کتنا پیارا میرا بچپنا تھا کملی والے کے لب جھومتا تھا کتنا پیارا میرا بچپنا تھا کیا میں ان کا دلارا نہیں ہوں کیا میں ان کا دلارا نہیں ہوں کیا میں ان کا دلارا نہیں ہوں کیا نبی کا نواسا نہیں ہوں مجھ پہ کیوں بند کرتے ہو پانی کیا محمد کا پیارا نہیں شان غریباں بادل بن کے سر پر چھایا آوازیں تاپوں کی ابھری اور جلے خیموں کی جانب تیز قدم سے چلتا آیا پوچھ کے آنسو زینب دیکھتی کیا ہے اس کا بابا باپ کے سینے پر سر رکھ کے بلک بلک کے تڑپ تڑپ کے ایسا روئی 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 نارو زینب نارو نارو ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو الوداعی دو انتے ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو زینب نارو ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو زینب ابھی تک جو ماتم میں شریک نہیں ہوا مجھے الوداعی دو مچھلے نارو نارو زینب نارو ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو زینب نارو سیدوں کو ایمان سجاد کا فرصت دے دے آج ہمیں کیسے نہ رو بابا میں اجڑ گئی بابا میں کیسے نہ رو بابا میں اجڑ گئی بابا زینب نارو ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو زینب نارو ہمیں جگر کے ٹکڑے نارو نارو زینب نارو ہمیں جگر الوداعی بچھڑا بعد میں یا حسین آپ کو دے دوں گا نارو زینب نارو آپ لوگ کا ماتم ہے ماتم آپ کو دے دیں گے ہم لوگ نارو زینب نارو 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 زینب نارو نارو ہمیں کیسے نہ رو بابا میں اجڑ گئی بابا میں کیسے نہ رو بابا ہمیں اجڑ گئی بابا ایک دن میں اگر اجڑا نہ رہے بھائی نہ بیٹا ہمیں اجڑ گئی بابا اولی اولی ہر گلی ہر گلی کر کے ذکر علی لگے نارا
Guys, next place.